How's it going, everyone? I am here in Yosemite National Park. You can actually see that's Half Dome right behind me. I don't know if you guys can see it. I had to get myself out of the shot. And then there's another cool, I forget which peak that is there. But yeah, just beautiful down here. I know I left off and I was in the Southern Sierra the last time. I think I did a vlog or a video. I don't know, it's been a few days. I've had a bit of a situation here. I'm just gonna sit down. But yeah, lots of bear activity here. I camped at the backpackers campsite here last night. Saw a mama bear and two cubs. I think I got it on video, but probably not. I stayed pretty far away from the mama bear, which is a good idea. But yeah, updates, man. The altitude got me. It got me, man. I did not know it was gonna affect me like that. I was trying to go over Forester Pass and I crashed really hard. And actually the day before that I crashed really hard on Mount Whitney trying to do Whitney. I think I put that in the last video where we're like outrunning lightning storm because shortly after I crashed it started lightning. So nobody in my group made it up Mount Whitney anyways. But yeah, that should have been a first sign right there, maybe to go really slow over Forester, but man, I just couldn't make it. I had like a sharp headache, the shakes, all signs of altitude sickness. I actually went back to the Tyndall Ranger Station just because I knew I was going to have to go all the way back to Cottonwood Pass, which is like 30 miles back. And man, I just crashed again at the ranger station. It's like I couldn't recover from, bonking at 12,000 plus feet. And my group had already hiked on over Forester Pass, which I'm glad they did because looked like it was about to start lightning again there. A lot of storms in the Sierra, at least when I was through there. But yeah, man, I ended up hitting the SOS on the Garmin, which is pretty crazy. It took like 20 hours for me to recover after bonking. I felt like shit for like 20 hours. Had a headache. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat anything. So that was what was most concerning. I was like, man, I really didn't know if I was going to be able to make it out on my own 2 feet. But by the time the ranger got to me, which after I hit the SOS, it was like maybe 7 hours later. And that's actually pretty quick. A ranger came on foot from another ranger station. So they shout out to the rangers in Sequoia National Park. They did a really good job. I think it's Sequoia, yeah, or Kings Canyon. No, Sequoia. Yeah, Forester Pass is Sequoia National Park. But yeah, by the time they got to me, one of the rangers got to me, I was slowly recovering. And we were texting back and forth through the Garmin, and they said if you can hike, start heading towards the ranger. So that's what I did. I mean, I had made it like a half a mile by the time she got to me. And she took my vitals and everything. I was fairly normal, but I was still feeling like absolute dog shit. So basically, the ranger and I walked together for a little bit, and I think I just needed to get my blood moving again, because I started feeling a lot better within the first couple miles, after a couple miles of walking. But I camped at the next ranger station the next night, felt fine. They hooked me up with some food. Shout out to them again. And yeah, I made it out of Cottonwood Pass, but it was quite the event, man. I never have had to hit the SOS before, and I know it's like it felt kind of silly after I hiked out and pressed it. I felt kind of bad for hitting the button because I ultimately ended up hiking out on my own 2 feet. I needed food, but even if I had no help, I probably still would have made it out. But at the time when I hit it, that moment, man, I felt like I wasn't going to be able to make it out. And I guess it's better safe than sorry. But I always hear about people hitting the button and not really needing help. So hopefully that wasn't me, but I've never been scared like that. I've never felt like the symptoms of altitude sickness. And I thought since I was living in Flagstaff, Arizona, and I've hiked up to Humphreys Peak, you can even look on this channel. There's a bunch of videos of me doing Humphreys Peak, which is like 12,600 feet. I never had any problems, but I think just being at altitude, I mean, ultimately by the time I got down, my first run in the Sierras was about 10 days. So that's a long time to be out camping over 10,000 feet. And I think the main problem was that I just went up too quick. So we did like a 26-mile day in the Sierra with a lot of altitude gain. You know, you're just kind of going for it on a thru hike. There's a certain pace that you go up and take breaks when you're going at altitudes over generally 8,000 feet. But yeah, that's definitely something to consider if you're doing a thru hike. You shouldn't just come out expecting that you're going to be able to go over a pass that's 13,500 feet or hike up to the top of the tallest mountain in the lower 48, which is like 14,500 feet. It's just kind of one of those things that altitude, it just affects everybody differently, and I guess I have the non-mountaineering gene. I don't know what that means, but I'm not going to be able to do big mountains, most likely. I think there's probably a way I could get over it. If I went slower, I probably would be better. But yeah, I am off the PCT right now. I basically got into Lone Pine after I got down from Cottonwood Pass. Oh wait, let's back up. I actually crashed a third time on the way back to Cottonwood Pass, and man, the altitude was just, it's like my ceiling was getting lower and lower the longer I was staying up there. And getting back to Cottonwood Pass, there's like a little bump right before Chicken Spring Lake, where you go up to like, I think it's like 11,500 feet or something. And man, I crashed again, and I had recovered quicker than the day that I crashed on Forester, but there was some day hikers that really helped me out. They carried my pack and got me up and over this little hump. It's only like a 2-mile stretch where you're going like 11,500 feet. But that was, man, I was just completely gassed after this. The Sierra absolutely kicked my ass. I think I went into it a little overconfident, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, thinking that I would just be able to do it. And just because it was a low snow year, we're going to be able to make miles. So there's a little bit of arrogance there going in, thinking that it was going to be easy just because there's no snow and you don't need crampons or an ice axe this year, which definitely does make it easier to pass. You can go through it quicker, but just because you're a thru hiker doesn't mean you should do it without factoring in the altitude. Yeah, it humbled me. It definitely humbled me. So I actually went to a doctor in Lone Pine, and man, when I pressed the button, I felt like I was having a heart attack. Like, I've never felt my heart like beat that hard. Like, I'm talking like I've been resting for an hour, laying down in my tent, still have a headache, everything, and my heart was just like pounding, man. I've never felt that before. So I decided to go to the doctor, just play it safe, and yeah, it was worth a visit. You know, American healthcare, it's always a crapshoot. You never know if, I don't know, I guess it's a crapshoot everywhere you go, but here in America, you can go bankrupt from American, you know, you can go bankrupt from going to the doctor, which is insane. But anyways, I don't want to get into all that right now, but played it safe, went to the doctor. Without doing any tests, there's not really much they can tell me, I guess. But he did recommend that I not go over a certain altitude, so I'm going to skip the rest of the Sierra. It's like, I know it's like the best part of the PCT, and everybody who's done the whole PCT is going to tell me that, or anybody who's done the JMT, they're like, oh, this is the best part of the PCT, you skip the best part, oh, this is the best part. That's all subjective, all right? That's your opinion. I did 90 miles of the Sierra, and then another 30 backtracking. God, that was a tough 30 back. But I'm out of the Sierra, down here in beautiful Yosemite Valley. I took a bus down here and hitchhiked, kind of like, I guess I'm like a drifter now, just drifting around this part of the country. But I'm just lucky that I made it out. Glad I hit the button. Glad that the rangers were able to get there and help me out. Even though I probably would have made it out on my own, but man, I was really scared. That was the scariest, probably one of the scariest night that I've ever had in the woods. So what am I gonna do now? I'm probably just gonna be a drifter for a couple weeks, and I think I'm gonna go to San Francisco, go see the Golden Gate. I've always wanted to go there, and might go to make my way back to the PCT. I'll probably get back on the trail in like Truckee, so a bit north of Sonora Pass. I'll probably go to Lake Tahoe too. I don't really know, man. I'm open for whatever kind of the coming up. I'm open for like, this plan is super tentative, but right now I am just gonna enjoy where I'm at. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous park. Oh great, can you guys even hear me? Oh man, it was like, the mic was like upside down. Oh well, I think it'll be alright. Yeah, did I mention I saw some bears? I saw some bears here. I mean, I know that there's a lot of bears in Yosemite Valley, but I saw a mama bear and 2 cubs. Yeah, I think I did mention that. Yeah, and at the camp last night, there was a ranger with like, I don't know, it looked like a rubber bullet gun or like a beanbag gun, but she like was shooting at a bear that was in camp. I was at camp, I didn't see it, but all the people at the camp were yelling, and I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't see the bear, but apparently I saw the ranger with this rubber beanbag gun or something. What a cool job, right? Just go around campsites blasting bears with beanbag guns. I mean, I really like bears. I don't think I would like that. I know there's probably some psychos out there that would like that, shooting animals just for the fun of it. I think that's kind of fucked up, but yeah. Anyways, beautiful Half Dome right here. Gorgeous, gorgeous day here in Yosemite. It was a little smoky. There are some fires going on in the area, but right now it seems that the smoke has blown away. But it is just incredible being in this valley, just looking around, and all these huge, huge like rock formations everywhere. Yeah, I think that'll be the next video. I'll probably just put like a bunch of clips that I've recorded around here of me walking around and shots from the valley. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it up to like, what is it, Glacier Point, or any of the like overlooks. I don't know, maybe I'll try to hitchhike up there. But yeah, that's kind of the big update, is that I'm kind of just a drifter now. And I'm gonna get back on the trail. I just had a bit of a scare with the altitude. Shout out to Mr. Bond and Rambo. Those were 2 of the guys that I was hiking with. Oh, and Lieutenant Dan. Yeah, big shout out to him, man. He let me crash with him and his mom in Mammoth Lakes. So, yeah. So some really cool guys that I was hiking with. Hopefully I can meet back up with them. It's like you kind of want to, they say like hike your own hike, right? But also do the Sierra with people. So it's like, well, then I'm not really hiking my own hike, am I? I'm kind of, I don't know. I've always been, solo hiker for the most part. Just Mike, right? But yeah, it's good to have a crew of people to hike with and just camp with every night. And they definitely helped. When I was feeling bad, Rambo came down on Mount Whitney, and then Mr. Bond came down when I was feeling like shit on Forester. So, we were all looking out for each other, and that's a good thing. It's definitely a good group of guys. Hopefully I can meet back up with them in Truckee. And I think it might actually work out to where I go do a couple weeks off, and that's at least 300 miles north. I think Truckey's like 1150, mile marker 1150, but I don't know, if it works out, that'd be cool to see them again. And then we'll probably be dodging wildfires all season, just being honest. It's really hot, it's really dry. But that's how the PCT goes, I guess. But for today, I'm just hanging out in Yosemite Valley. And yeah, I'll put some clips up here. That'll probably be the next video. A bunch of clips from Yosemite. And then maybe San Francisco, Lake Tahoe, maybe Reno. And then we'll get back to PCT stuff. But I'll keep all these videos in the PCT playlist because it's still kind of, I'm still like loosely through hiking the PCT. But the next few videos are probably just going to be random spots from, you know, California, so, or Nevada. But all right, everyone. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for checking out the vlogs. We will see you guys next time.